Hello everyone, and welcome to my Beyond the Gates official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In what becomes the most unforgiving, venom-laced Friday cliffhanger of December, Beyond the Gates explodes with emotional warfare as Fairmont Crest holds its breath. The fallout from Anita's secret return to town leaks just hours before she intends to confront Vernon in public, destabilizing every alliance in a community already teetering on madness. The episode opens just before sunrise, fog dragging over the marina, as Eva makes a phone call from a blocked number, her voice low, trembling, but sharp with intent, warning an unknown party. Tonight is the night he pays for everything. Meanwhile, in the penthouse, Shanice wakes in Ted's bed and immediately regrets it, not because she doesn't want him, but because she knows the entire Crest will weaponize the romance. Ted promises he's ready for war, insisting that he doesn't care if Rollins starts a media purge through the family. I'm done living for everyone else. But before their lips meet again, Ted gets a chilling text from his brother. Dad knows. Run if you're smart. Down the road at the mansion, Haley spirals into panic because a mysterious box has arrived on her doorstep, containing old police photographs. Haley in cuffs, years before her sanitized reinvention, along with the words, "Your day is coming." Lynette, still mentally shredded after learning too much last week, stares at the ocean whispering to Bill that she never wanted to destroy anyone. Yet Bill, who feels played by every woman in his life, finally snaps and tells her he's done covering her panic, her secrets, her selective truths. "You choose chaos," Bill hisses, and then cry when the storm arrives. From there, the Friday carnage only escalates. Kat meets Tomas at the Fairmont clinic, preparing to tell him she is keeping the baby, but Tomas has already packed a duffel, eyes hollow, insisting that Fairmont Crest has become a diseased place where truth goes to rot. Kat begs him not to abandon her, but Tomas, broken, shaking, exhausted, reveals that he's been blackmailed. Someone sent him footage of Kat with another man earlier in the year, and though Kat swears it was staged, Tomas can no longer determine which part of his life is scripted manipulation. Kat collapses against a wall as Tomas walks out. Meanwhile, Danny storms into Andre's recording studio demanding answers about money that vanished from their joint account. Andre tries to confess that he has secretly been paying off someone connected to Danny's estranged father, someone threatening to expose Danny's role in a political scandal years ago. But before he can get there, his phone buzzes and his entire face drains. A message reads, "You missed the deadline. The tape drops tonight." Across town at the country club, a board meeting turns into a psychological bloodbath when Anita arrives early, not frail, not defeated, but dressed in black like a general about to seize a capital city. Every whisper stops as she steps inside, and Vernon, arrogant, convinced he has already destroyed her reputation, attempts to dismiss her presence as an emotional stunt. But Anita does not budge. She begins to distribute confidential files to the board, each page documenting Vernon's offshore fraud, years of bribes, and evidence that he knowingly sabotaged Anita's cancer treatment access to secure her signature on a trust agreement. Vernon tries to shout her down, but Anita commands the room, announcing that everything will be made public by midnight. And when people learn what you did to the mother of your children, you won't just lose Fairmont Crest, you'll lose your freedom. Vernon lunges to grab the paperwork, but Anita pulls back, smiling with lethal calm. "You taught me ruthlessness," she whispers. "I'm simply returning what I owe." As board members scatter in panic, the social media avalanche begins. Screenshots of Vernon's fraudulent accounts leak online through anonymous dumps. Journalists swarm. Back at the marina, Eva meets Alan Tomas in secret, revealing she was the one who warned him about Kat, because Eva wants Tomas emotionally unstable enough to leave town permanently. But then Eva drops another bomb. Leslie was never who she said she was. And neither am I. She hands Alan a document folder, the same one that Haley received on her doorstep, revealing that Eva has been tracking every buried arrest record in Fairmont Crest, and she knows Haley's original identity. Eva plans to expose Haley publicly, not for justice, but as part of a personal vendetta that predates every relationship on the show. Alan begs Eva to stop because too many people will burn, but Eva whispers, "That's the point." At the Fairmont Estate Holiday Gala, now tainted by scandal, chaos achieves theatrical precision. Lynette, shaking, attempts to reveal Haley's criminal past to the room, but Haley gets ahead of her, grabbing a champagne flute and tapping it for quiet, pretending she is about to announce a charity initiative. Bill watches, horrified, because he sees Haley turning vulnerability into performance, manipulating optics like a surgeon. But Haley is interrupted by a sudden blackout. Screens illuminate with Anita's evidence dump. Vernon's accounts, photos of Anita receiving treatment while Vernon signed away her rights, emails where Vernon calls Anita the liability that refuses to die. Gasps spread like wildfire. Vernon's face becomes stone. Anita steps through the crowd, no longer merely surviving. She is reclaiming territory. The final minutes become a frenzy of cliffhangers. Security sirens blast across the estate as law enforcement arrives, but no one knows whether they are there for Vernon, for Haley, or for someone else entirely. Shanice grabs Ted's hand and insists they flee, but Ted refuses. "This is our life now. We fight." Andre receives another message. The incriminating tape has been sent to national outlets. Kat runs into Tomas at the airport, screaming for him not to board. Tomas turns, but his expression is unreadable. Eva watches the chaos from a balcony, satisfied, until she gets a text of her own. "You're next." Her smile fades for the first time. On the ballroom floor, Anita and Vernon lock eyes, her expression victorious, his feral and cornered. Vernon steps toward her and murmurs low enough that only she hears, "If I'm going down, I'm taking all of you with me." The ballroom plunges into pandemonium as guests scatter around the fallen body. It's not Anita, not Haley, not Lynette, but a server named Karina, a young woman most believed to be invisible in the background of Crest society. But when paramedics force their way through, a horrifying truth surfaces. Karina was stabbed in the side and left bleeding out behind the champagne tower. Nobody saw the weapon. Nobody saw the attacker. And yet, within seconds, whispers spread across the room like an infection. This wasn't random. Cameras roll. Influencers live stream. Fairmont Crest transforms from elite holiday gala to active crime scene. Vernon immediately tries to dominate the narrative, barking orders at security to shut down cameras, to confiscate devices, to escort press out, but the board, shaken, terrified, and suddenly unwilling to obey a suspected fraudster, refuses. The chief of security, once Vernon's obedient shadow, steps back and waits for police, signaling a brutal shift. Vernon no longer controls the room. Haley watches this downfall with a trembling, poisonous pleasure, because now she sees Vernon's collapse as oxygen for her own survival. But Anita doesn't celebrate. She watches the blood being mopped, fists clenched, because the violence is too precise, too theatrical, too purposeful. Karina wasn't a casualty. She was a message. Anita turned sharply to Eva, because Eva, unlike the rest of the elite parasites, never seemed shocked. Eva's stare remained still. Empty. Knowing. Across the ballroom, Shanice tries dragging Ted toward the exit, panicked about becoming collateral damage in the Crest collapse. But Ted refuses to run from power. He sees opportunity in implosion. With Vernon exposed and Rollins weakened, Ted believes he can seize his father's political influence. Shanice snaps, tears streaming, finally confessing what she never planned to. "Rollins threatened to ruin my life if I didn't stay away from you." Ted freezes, breath heaving. Every muscle in his body tightens, not from heartbreak, but from rage. "Ted, he touched you?" Shanice shakes her head. "Shanice, no. But he could ruin me. He had dirt. He has dirt on everyone." And for the first time, Ted realizes his own father's empire is a military operation, disguised as legacy. Meanwhile, Danny and Andre stand in the corner, phones buzzing with alerts as the tape, Andre's incriminating recording, detonates online. It's audio from 3 years ago, Andre negotiating hush money with a fixer tied to Danny's disgraced father. In the recording, Andre states he is paying to keep Danny's name out of federal inquiry findings. Danny listens, shattered. Not because Andre lied, but because he made himself a criminal to shield her. She wanted love. Andre gave her fatal devotion. Danny, voice breaking. You shouldn't have saved me. I wasn't worth that. Andre steps closer, jaw clenched. Andre, you were worth everything. And I would do it again. But then another notification drops. Federal subpoenas issued. Their names listed. Danny's knees buckle. This isn't romance anymore. This is prosecution. And across the ballroom doors, Kat finds Tomas sitting alone at the bottom of the staircase, no longer leaving for the airport, but staring at his phone as if it holds his death warrant. Kat slides beside him, voice low, terrified he will evaporate if she raises her volume. Kat, you got another message? Tomas nods. Someone sent a final threat. You disappear tonight, or the baby becomes part of the story too. Kat gasps, covering her stomach. Kat. Who knows? Who would threaten? Tomas answers without hesitation.
Eva.
White Medium Star Part 2, The Eva Revelation. Eva didn't just orchestrate scandals, she weaponized human desperation. She didn't want Tomas leaving town because she needed him here, broken, frightened, manipulable. She needed Haley exposed because Haley knew Eva's first identity. She needed Vernon burned because Vernon was the only man who knew why she came to Fairmont Crest. Eva watches police question guests when suddenly Alan Tomas corners her near the terrace, fury boiling through his veins. Alan, Karina was stabbed. Your timing is sickening. Eva doesn't blink. Eva, I don't eliminate pawns. I only move queens. Alan bursts. Alan, then why destroy Kat's life? Why threaten an unborn child? Eva smiles, slow, surgical. Eva, fear makes people tell the truth. Kat has truths. Alan grabs her wrist, not hurting her, but shaking, desperate. Alan, who are you? Eva answers only with silence, because silence is a psychological scalpel. White Medium Star Part 3. The investigation begins. Detectives lock down the ballroom. The lead investigator, Lieutenant Medina, announces that nobody leaves without questioning. Vernon attempts to pull rank, but the badge means more than legacy tonight. Medina pulls Vernon aside. Medina, where were you between 7:43 and 7:47 p.m.? That timestamp chills Vernon because Karina's attack happened during exactly that window. Vernon hesitates. Wrong move. Medina notices. Haley smirks. Lynette watches, hands shaking because she knows what Haley knows. Those old police photos mean Haley is capable of anything. Meanwhile, Anita receives a confidential whisper from a board member. The SEC wants a meeting. Monday. Urgent. Monday means Vernon's immunity ends. Monday means indictments. Monday means war. Anita's hands tremble, not from fear, but adrenaline. Eva's face drains of color. She slowly lowers the phone, whispering to herself, they're watching everything, even me. But no one sees her panic. Everyone is too busy reacting to the next catastrophe. Outside the ballroom, police tape stretches across the estate entrance. Reporters swarm like vultures as security tries and fails to control the crowd. Vernon stands frozen, realizing the weight of what Anita unleashed. For the first time, Vernon is truly powerless, and his usual arrogance turns to panic. Inside, Haley retreats to a hidden lounge, locking the door behind her. Her hands shake, not from fear, but from calculation. She knows she can't be exposed yet. She spreads out old police photos, hidden letters and files. Her real identity, Valentina Torres, a name erased from every record, is her ultimate weapon, but she also knows Eva has already found part of her past. Haley mutters to herself, voice brittle, but fierce. If they want a war, they'll get one. But I will choose the battlefield. Meanwhile, Lynette is frantic. Bill pulls her aside, furious and exhausted, yelling over the chaos. Bill, you knew she'd do this, didn't you? You let Haley manipulate everyone. Lynette, I didn't know it would go this far. I wanted to protect you. Bill, protect me? You protected her. Lynette tries to explain, but the words die in the storm of screams and sirens. White medium star kidnapping at Fairport Marina. Just as the chaos peaks inside the estate, Kat rushes outside, desperate to find Tomas, who she fears may leave or disappear. As she hurries through the marina, a black SUV screeches to a stop. Masked figures jump out and grab her, dragging her into the vehicle. Tomas, watching from a distance, rushes forward, but it's too late. Kat is gone. A single note flutters from the SUV window. If you want her alive, follow the rules. Don't involve the police. Tomas screams in rage, pounding the asphalt. Eva watches from the balcony above, expression unreadable, but a flicker of doubt crosses her eyes. She knows Tomas will retaliate, but does she want him to? Or is this part of a bigger plan? White medium star Shanice versus Rollins. Back in the ballroom, Rollins emerges from the shadows, storming past reporters, heading straight for Shanice. His tone is ice. Rollins, you think you can hide from me? You've been mine since the beginning. Shanice, shaking, raises her chin. Shanice, I belong to no one, least of all you. The confrontation escalates quickly. Rollins grabs her wrist. Ted intervenes with a roar, throwing Rollins across the room. Guests scream. Glass shatters. Shanice pushes Ted back. Shanice, I don't want violence. I want freedom, and if you hurt him, Shanice, whispering to Rollins, you'll regret it forever. Rollins retreats, but not without a sinister promise. Rollins, this isn't over. You'll all pay for crossing me. Danny and Andre's nightmare. Danny, meanwhile, can't stop trembling. Andre is already escorted into a federal vehicle, handcuffed. Danny, I'll find a way to fix this. I'll get you out. Andre, Danny, don't. This isn't my life anymore. It's yours to survive. But as the SUV carrying Andre disappears into the night, Danny realizes the media has already broadcast his indictment. Social media explodes. Her reputation, her love, and her future, all unraveling in real time. Anita and Vernon, the final showdown. Inside the estate, Anita faces Vernon. The weight of her triumph is nearly unbearable. She calmly explains that the SEC investigation will begin Monday, that Vernon's offshore accounts have been frozen, and that every lie, every betrayal, and every secret will be made public. Vernon tries to strike back verbally, but Anita anticipates every word, every bluff. Her voice cuts like steel. Anita, you wanted me gone. You thought I was weak. Now you will see what strength looks like. Vernon's face twists in anger and fear simultaneously. He lunges toward her, but before he can reach her, a gunshot echoes from the hallway. Everyone freezes. The camera cuts to a shadow disappearing, unseen, unknown, unstoppable. The ballroom is still reeling from the gunshot. Glass shivers on the floor, champagne floods the carpet, and every guest freezes mid-breath. Vernon, pale and shaking, stares down the hallway where the gunshot came from, but no one emerges. Fear ripples through the elite like wildfire. Anita, ever the strategist, immediately takes control, barking orders at security and police. Anita, seal all exits. No one leaves until I say. Everyone stays calm and accounted for. But calm is impossible. Every corner of Fairmont Crest is on fire with secrets burning. Kat has been kidnapped. Andre has been taken by federal authorities. Shanice faces Rollins' wrath. Danny's social empire collapses. And Haley, finally alone in the estate's private lounge, realizes her past, her true identity as Valentina Torres, is now a ticking bomb in the wrong hands. Kat's kidnapping, escape or death. Kat, strapped into the back of the black SUV, struggles against the ropes binding her hands. Her captors wear masks, their voices distorted. One speaks calmly. Capturer, keep quiet. One wrong move, and your little secret dies with you. Kat's mind races. Her pregnancy is precarious. She knows panic will endanger the baby. With trembling hands, she begins to pull at the ropes, silently counting every movement. Her phone buzzes in her pocket. It's a hidden GPS tracker Tomas planted. She sends a coded message to him, barely audible. Cat, whispering, follow the trail, don't trust anyone. Back at the estate, Tomas receives the signal. He rushes to the marina, heart pounding, but he's intercepted by a black SUV idling near the docks. Masked figures confront him with knives drawn. Tomas freezes. He realizes immediately that this was Eva's plan, but is she helping Kat or testing him? Haley/Valentina's master move. Haley, Valentina, paces her lounge, surrounded by decades-old files. She smirks, calculating the next strike. Step 1. Destroy Vernon completely. Step 2. Turn Eva's manipulations against her. Step 3. Reclaim Fairmont Crest and ensure nobody challenges her again. Her hands shake slightly, not from fear but from adrenaline. She opens a hidden drawer and pulls out a damaging tape of Eva herself, showing her involvement in a cover-up from years ago, linking her to a criminal enterprise in another state. Haley whispers, Valentina, two can play this game.